do the mind of the insane this morning at 10 a.m. We missed the mark. I missed the mark on that. Things were just unorganized. Um, I was thinking about DMX for real, and I think that just giving respect to his family because we lost a legend, but it was a mother, a auntie, children, and it was a family. So respect to that. I wanted to come on and talk about something that was very encouraging. I do not come on till I read it. I was a part of these group texts, and I used to read some, and some I didn't. Some music I listened to, some that I didn't. So I wanted to bring and talk about a new resource. But before we do, you can contact me, Journey Monica Item, the creator of Our Stories Our Time. You can just contact me at Our Stories Our Time at AOL.com, or you can contact us at 707-708-3331. You can leave a message. If you have a message about anything that we talk about or discuss, you can leave that message, and we play those messages on program and when effectively a part of the program when it's effective. Some people leave rant messages, and sometimes a rant is effective, but be nice and leave good messages and good energy because that's what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about today. Our stories, our time, also on Instagram, Snapchat, all platforms. Check us out on Anchor FM, anchor.fm, all platforms, Spotify, yeah. As you can see, this is very professional because I just be coming on here talking when I have something to say. Okay, and I do. Also, before I put a disclaimer in here, I'll forget about it. Just forget about it. This book, just what I needed. Yeah, I know. You see, it says daily devotional by Pastor, that's out of habit, by Adrian Pastor A. Young. This is beautiful. It comes in a well packaged shipping. This is Pastor Young. Um, why I'm talking about this book today is because when we think about devotionals, we think about day one and read it day two. I have never experienced a book that's a worship devotional. And this is what made this book very unique beyond what other devotionals were. Let me read a little snippet about who this man is and what started this. What started out as a morning message for a few friends to help encourage on their weight loss journey, okay, has become a daily revelation of what God wants to interject into your life. Just what I needed. It's not exclusively a book of inspirational messages. See, I just said that it vibes different. Pastor Adrian R Young has prayed over and allowed God to speak through a collection of spirit-filled antidotes, which he assures were messages to him first. Unlike traditional devotionals, this book emphasizes on trusting God to give the reader which one to read each day. It is an enjoyable change from the usual devotion. Like, I'm done reading all this. But why what you heard is true is because um I read this book first because that's just what I be doing. You got to read through it and really grasp it first because it hits different when it's in your hand. Um, let's start by day 258 because that's what inspired me to come on and do this message today. So Um, in these times, in these times, all of us are going through so much. We can get to the point of feeling very lonely, even around people. And when you don't have resources, you have to have a resource. And this, just what I needed. You see this, because this started out with the text messages on the phone. But this just what I needed was different because it's a worship devotional. Can you imagine a worship devotional? Like you can read the message in the book, and then after you the message in the book is a YouTube song where you can actually sit back and meditate on the word with worship. I've never seen an interactive worship book. So just what I needed is not just the word, it's that worship that come and put his arms around you when you hear the song. So here we go again. I keep saying we're going again. Okay. You're still not alone. This is day 258 of just what I needed. The enemy wants your mind to believe you can cause God not to want you. But I'm here to tell you God is faithful and is whispering to you, just look up. His hand is still extended, waiting for you to grab so he can pull you through. Get your mind right. Fight your own emotions and let Jesus soothe your mind. Hear me. He cares for you. I love you. And the song attached to that, sorry, is Nobody Cared, and it's with the lyrics by Canton Jones. Nobody Cared by Canton Jones. Go on YouTube. Now, this is what the book would look like in the pages in the book. You have the message here, and then you have the song that identifies with the message that you can meditate with. But the reason that this was important to me, because it's a within the daily inspiration, you can also study. And the good thing about when you purchase it, you can write in it. You know what I'm saying? Make your daily meditation and your thoughts for the day. It's a lot of space here where you can write your thoughts of the day. And then not only can you go back and meditate on the inspiration that was given to you, but just say day 58 and 30 days done went by, you go back and you look and you see how you felt in that moment, and you identify with that, and you can lift up and you can see the days that you've overcome in the book. You understand? I don't think like on a text message they really inspired you. But when you had a book in your hand and you read it and you hear the music and you got a pen in your hand and you can write, it's just awesome. So um that's how that inspirational message worked. But why personally it hit with me is because fight your own emotions. Fighting your own emotions is not the easiest thing in the world to do. That's why individuals sometimes who can't fight their emotions may result to suicide, not because they don't want to be here. It's because fighting emotions is not an easy task. But before that, it says get your mind right. Just look up. It's a hand extended. If you just when you waddling or when you crying, you got your head down. Most people don't cry with their head up. I just thought about that right now. I don't know. Most people don't cry with their head up like they get their head up. Oh! Most people is sorrowful. They cry with their head down, and they upset about their situation. They usually ball up in the bed or go somewhere in dark places so they can give in to depression and pain and a lot of things that's going on in the world today, or simply just being lonely. But if you just look up, and sometimes you need something to encourage you like this, that's why it's called Just What I Needed, because just in that moment you could really need that message, or really need that song to lift you up and encourage you. And then after every single one of these, it says, I love you. And it makes you feel like somebody really loves you. Somebody really loves you enough to write this book. Somebody really loves you enough to be concerned about you and give you a message and give you some encouragement. All right. That's how I felt about that one, because that one is one that encouraged me. So let's randomly pick one to encourage perhaps people who are listening. Um, let's just see. Let's go to day 200. No, let's go to day 184. So day 184 looks like this, right? So you have your message, then you have your song, which is you deserve. So just say you woke up in the morning, it's like, God, you just been feeling everybody been sucking the life out of. You know how people do. They wake up, as soon as you put your feet on the floor, they require everything from you in life, especially moms and wives. Like, God, as soon as you go like this, it's like automatic breakfast. And ugh, I don't have to go into that. We women know these things, and men are required to do whatever is required in their day, but I'm not a man, so I'm talking about what women do. Okay, in a place of awe and worship this morning, during all the news that's not news, rumors and panic going on, making it difficult to know what to believe and what not to, God has still been there. Difficult times come to make us strong. So we offer up praise to him that healeth us. He deserves our praise. Though there are still some dark days ahead, I will not concentrate on the storm, but continue to look at the sun shining through the clouds. He deserves your worship today. I love you. Okay, not reading more of this book. I get the point. That's another thing. You don't have to belabor something and knock it all the way in the ground. If you're interested in this book, you can always go to J. Merrill Publishing, because J. Merrill Publishing published this book. You can always go to Heart of God Kingdom Ministries, and that's HOGKM. HOGKM. Oh, I should make a what is those things called? Jingle. HOGKM. Order just what I needed. Yes, but it's much more serious than that. That was just making light of having a good time and reading this book, but it is so much more than that. It's like days you could come in. I love how it's just so simple, because it just gets to the point. Anyway, bottom line is I never seen a worship inspiration book. That's the whole point of message. I've seen inspirational books and read a lot of inspirational books and a lot of biblical books, and they give you scripture. This is a worship inspirational book. That's got to be God inspired. Who would have thunk it? You know what I'm saying? So this is a dope book. You know what I'm start reviewing some books, because this is a dope book right here. Also, too, if you're interested in the tuning in and hearing um Pastor A Young speak, you can always Zoom. And the Zoom information is HOGKM. That would be the password, Heart of God Kingdom Ministries. And the login is 5314075260. Every Saturday at 6 o'clock, you can tune in. The Zoom login, the numbers, the code 5314075260. 5314075260. And then you put in the password HOGKM. And you know what? That's the basically it. It's just coming on here and saying it does not have to be just what I needed. Let's make it clear. Let's make it plain. I'm saying that, whoa, this was an awesome book. This was a book that had inspiration. It had music. It had a place where I can write my thoughts in it. It had the man who's saying the message. It got information where if I want to hear him speak even more, I could go to the Zoom and hear. This is interactive, and I think that is like dope. That's like totally super cool in a time where most people's alone and most people don't have interaction. Then you could go on a Zoom meeting, perhaps network with other people who going through things. Or this, oh, duh. This book was 10, was it? I don't want to misquote. And I'm really tripping because I actually did order it and pay for it, right? Oh, I don't want to misquote the price. So we'll pause on that. But it was very, very affordable. Should we look on the pad right quick and see what's going on with the book and the price? Oh, I'm just gonna tag it in the information on the site and tell you how much the book is. But just go ahead and it's right here. You can Google it or do whatever and find out the price of the book. Listen, people, find a resource. Do not stay in a dark place alone because you're the person who is the superhero in the family. You are the one that does so much and people depend on you. Of course, people depend on you. And people may be, depending on you, you don't want to turn around and say, I've had enough. Because you don't want to spiral into strong people can get depressed. Strong people can hurt. Strong people can need a break. Strong people can say, give me a minute. It's too much. Because if you don't find a resource to give you that outlet, take a devotional, a daily devotional, whether it's the one we discuss, and take that time and shut the door and go to your space and be in your space. And for real, just detox it out and listen to some music and put another thought in your mind because we're not interacting with people so much. So the positive interaction that you might have, like somebody might have went to church, somebody might have went to their cake baking group or something, whatever your interaction was. Some people might have roller skated, ski, whatever the interaction was, it stopped. So who's talking to you? And in the process of who's talking to you, you might be in situations where your situation might be get a little argumentative, a lot stressful. You don't have that time to actually release. So with that said, anybody want to send me an email? It's our stories, our time on all platforms, whatever social media is. That's what we are. Remember, we are not professional. We just come on here and talk about it. That's it. Our stories in our time. See, our stories, our time. And that's it. If you got a story, something you want to talk about, hit us up at Our Stories Our Time at AOL. Send something that you want to talk about. We're going to do the research on it. We're going to come back. This was very short because, like I said, love, peace, blessings, and respect to DMX and his family. The world is sorrowful right now. We lost a legend. So people are focused on, different stuff, banging the music. And that's a form of release too. Listening to music, listening to something else that could change your state of mind. DMX is inspiring many people across the world right now through his words. And that's all this message is today. If you're feeding yourself some old negative words and you're not feeling the best about yourself, it's okay because music inspires. Books inspire. Zoom, I wrote this down. Zoom meetings, talking to other people, inspire. So get some inspiration today